Hi, welcome to another episode of I Don't Have the Answers, but let's talk about it anyway. I'm your host, Tim, the Answer Man 4, and I appreciate you being here with me. So, I'm going to jump right in today and ask, what is it that makes life great? What measuring stick is used to calculate the level of greatness? Do you add up the material possessions, multiply it by the number of likes from your last post, and divide it by the number of retweets? I think not. In today's ever-changing world that we live in, greatness seems to be barely noticed before the next big thing pops into view. Because of this, I think that we are missing out on so much in life. We're letting the best of us get passed by for the flashiest of us. It's kind of like trying to stargaze in the middle of a very busy city. There's too much light pollution to appreciate the beauty. Now, I'm bringing this up because I recently lost a friend of mine. I must admit, he wasn't a close friend, but he should have been. He was quick to offer advice and a joke, and was always in a good mood. He was the kind of person that everyone wanted to be friends with. Unfortunately, I let my own light pollution block him out. Now that is something that I'll have to deal with on my own, in private. So now that I have sufficiently made everybody out there feel uncomfortable, let's get back to my original question. I think that it bears a little bit of repeating now that I've given you a little bit of perspective. What makes a life great? Now, according to the Harvard Study of Adult Development, it's an ongoing study that's lasted 7 decades plus. They say that altruism, anticipation, and humor are among the healthiest adaptations that we can develop in our lifetime. Those, along with many others, can improve our life by boosting our emotional intelligence. Does that make for a great life? The study goes on to say that the keys to a happy life are our relationships. Now, I'm not talking about romantic relationships, because those may promote happiness, they may bring happiness, but they're not the relationships I'm talking about. I'm talking about those close, deep, long-lasting relationships. The kind of relationships that go further than likes, shares, posts, retweets. I'm talking about the kind of relationships that can be rekindled with a call after a decade apart. The kind of relationships that endure geographic boundaries. Now, according to this study, which I'm sure I'm going to post a link to this great video about it a little bit later on. They say those that are most satisfied in their relationships at the age of 50 are healthiest and happiest at the age of 80. And let that sink in for a moment. You got healthy relationships at 50, healthy and happy at 80. So if we are healthy and happy when we pass on to the next plane of existence, was our life great? Have we achieved greatness? I'd like to say, sort of. Maybe. You see, it's a circular logic of happiness that helps you to achieve that greatness. First, you start developing relationships that grow and strengthen. In those relationships, you share emotional journeys. Those journeys fuel the next stage in development. You see where I'm going here? And the growth cycle continues. Now, as the growth of one relationship keeps growing, the circle grows to encapsulate another and form something new. The positivity that you're sharing expands exponentially. Sounds pretty easy, right? So why aren't we all happy? Why aren't we all healthy? I'll tell you. For some reason, We've switched the priorities in these relationships. We've gone from a quality-based society to a quantity-based. We push to hang on to the many superficial relationships gathered in social media instead of developing the deeper relationships in real life. Rather than sharing one thoughtful moment with a good friend, we share a meaningless moment with thousands of fake ones. Why? I'm serious. Why? If you're to reach out to one of those so-called friends in a time of need, say at the middle of the night when you're about to be arrested for some strange reason, will you get a message that says, "Girl, it's gonna be alright"? Or will you get the help that you truly need? We can't continue to put the emphasis on the wrong aspects of our life and expect a different outcome. We can't throw the same behaviors at the world and expect a change to happen. It's just not going to work. If we truly want to achieve greatness, we must refocus, I say it again, refocus our attention. We have to be open and honest with the ones that we care about in an effort to mature these relationship saplings. They will not thrive if they are only given a spritz of attention. We have to shower them with everything that we have, even if it means making ourselves vulnerable. Now I know and I understand that this means that we could be opening ourselves up to the potential for injury and hurt. That is one possibility that I would hope would be minimal. By sharing and growing with one another, we can achieve levels of greatness that we've never thought possible. We can actually reshape the world that we live in. Now, I'm sure you've all heard the saying that it takes a village to raise a child. I want to go a little further. As a society, we will never be able to rise until we acknowledge that we need that village. So for this week's challenge, I want to ask everybody out there to take a chance and dig deeper. Share something with a member of your village that goes beyond the superficial BS that floods our daily feeds. Give more than you normally do. See what happens. I know you're going to be scared and nervous and exhilarated and much more. It may not be easy and it may not be reciprocated. Relax. Don't worry. It won't always feel like that. And just think, you just took another step towards greatness. Of course, I could be wrong. As I've said before, I don't have the answers. Thank you for joining and have a wonderful, wonderful week.